Facts. Well said.
Definitely. Well, Sauce Money, Sam, man. Sauce Miggity Money said a statement about Jay-Z and Diddy, pretty much calling him out.
Indeed. He said backdoor politics as usual, to be exact. Now, Sauce Money is a rapper. He worked with Diddy on I'll Be Missing You. He worked with Jay-Z on Reservoir Dogs. But Sauce Money and these two billion-dollar moguls have had their beef in the past. He dissed Puff Daddy on his Love Tap record. I think that came out last year, accusing him of being stingy with royalties, among other things. Now, Diddy came out with his speech with the Grammy night, on his speech at the Recording Academy. We talked about it on the podcast. Obviously, he said that the Recording Academy has 365 days or else. Big words. We questioned what exactly that meant yesterday on this podcast. Right. Sauce Money also questioned it, but he questioned it in another way. That's what he said. He said, just watch Diddy Icon acceptance speech at Recording Academy, and I can honestly say I respect the message, just not coming from him. He practices the same backdoor politics against his own people, him and his friend Jay-Z. If the Grammys are on the clock, then y'all are too. Oh God, Sauce Money is calling Diddy and Hove hip-hop gatekeepers. I mean, there ain't no way else to put it. What do you think?
I would definitely, like to hear some examples. I mean, Sauce Money, if you happen to see this, we would love to have an interview with you to hear some real good examples of what exactly that you mean about them pretty much practicing, as he says, the same backdoor politics, against his own people. What does this mean? Show us examples. Now, we know on Diddy's side in particular, a lot of the artists that he dealt with have had, crazy experiences with them where they allege that he took money from them. They just, at the end, just weren't happy, weren't satisfied with the situation, dealing with Diddy. I mean, we can go all the way down the line, but Jay-Z a little bit different. You ain't really seen nothing like that. You might have one or two busters jokes out there that's crying about Jay-Z, but Jay-Z, it appears, has moved in a different way throughout the industry. So I salute him for that. And I know a lot of people, especially on Diddy's part, are going to go in on Diddy. They're going to say this about Diddy. A lot of people say his time's up. The Grim Reapers coming to collect on the soul, all types of stuff they got to say about Diddy because of the stuff that he's been accused of. I was telling you on pre-production, like Diddy and Birdman are probably have like the two worst names when it comes to being, execs and dealing with artists in the whole entire rap industry. Jay-Z, not so much. You don't hear a lot of people saying, again, like a couple people, maybe DeHaven. I ain't gonna mention the other cat. He was nobody. You know what I mean? But Diddy got a whole laundry list. So Sauce Money, clarify the statement. I agree 100% as well. I salute Diddy. I love what he did, but what are we gonna do? Sauce Money, clarify what you mean.
Yeah, when we were talking in the pre-production, I was honestly trying to throughout Diddy's throughout his musical mogul journey, think of any artist that he dropped that had a good relationship with him or ended well. You think about him and Biggie, him and Mace, him and Loon, him and Danity Kane, him and Black Rob, him and the band, him and Shine, him and whoever.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? You start thinking about it. Him and Kim are cool.
But she did blast them years back. So
it's like, damn, if it walk like a duck, talk like a duck, it's a duck. That being said, I got respect for Diddy's grind, his pulse, his motivation, his drive to win, and his drive to be great. I'm never going to disrespect that because he didn't get here without working hard and busting his ass and doing what he has to do. But he also got to call a spade a spade. We knew that he was living in a music age and era where it was very easy to go ahead and back cut and destroy and take artists for a lot of what they've earned and what they've accomplished. And he was sitting in a position to do that. So it doesn't surprise me. That does have some validity to it. I'm curious to think or to hear his perspective on Jay-Z, because like you said, Jay-Z has a little bit of a different what's the word I'm looking for? Reputation, track record, exactly. Right. Than a Diddy, but some people have said some slick shit about Jay-Z too, as far as some slick business things and questionable business moves. We've given Jay-Z some criticism in the past about some things, business ventures that he made, questioning what's the sincerity behind the moves and things like that. Is this more for you? Is this more for gain to get higher up into the financial power, or is this something that's genuinely meant for people that mean something? So I would just be curious to hear what he has to say as far as both of those. Wouldn't surprise me more about what he's saying about Diddy than it will about Jay-Z.
Are they on the clock? You think Diddy's on the clock as well?
I think they're on the clock to explain themselves.
Yeah.
I think it's time that we now get away from these microphones and start talking what we know people want to hear and start being real and honest and open so that we can really just get to the fucking root and really get some progress going. I don't want to hear about, I don't, like we said yesterday, I don't want to see the great speeches. The speeches are cool, but what's going to happen if you're going to still put your song in the registry, then you still want that trophy.
Do you think it would have been more powerful Jay-Z giving that speech as opposed to Diddy?
No, I don't want to hear Jay-Z talk behind a podium.
I mean, but if he said the same words that Diddy said, like he called out the Grammys, you don't think it'd be a bigger deal than Diddy doing it?
He's called out the Grammys before. I mean, on Wax, he's called out the Grammys.
Yeah. But like Diddy, like just put him in that.
Man,
at that dinner,
I hear what you're saying.
In the Grammys, Jay-Z on a microphone saying, "Look, you got 300." Like it rings a little to me. It rings a little bit more Jay-Z than Diddy, even though Diddy's rich, almost just as rich.
Why? Because of the shit with Diddy and his artists and things like that.
Because it looks like Jay-Z, yeah, but it looks like that's one part. Jay-Z really makes things happen to me. I mean, I just, I just don't really see him playing around with stuff. Now, the Super Bowl thing is obviously.
I'm about to say,
Super give us some time. It's only been a few months, but it seems like and thirdly that people take Jay-Z a little bit more serious, I think, than Diddy. You don't think it would have been different when Jay-Z would have came out and had that same speech and put the Grammy on notice 365 days? Not no rap, but a speech.
It might have been different. But then at the same time, I would love, and I'm not seeing, and me saying this, it would be me questioning Jay-Z's action. And I don't want to question Jay-Z's action because when he says stuff, 9 times out of 10, when you look at it, okay, he's doing it. The streaming service, everything that he got going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it would be a little different. But I still want to see action. I don't give a damn who said it.
Right.
What's going on after this? We talked Super Bowls next week. We got a great Super Bowl show. But how has that affected police brutality? How is that affecting?
You're gonna be watching for that
lives? You know what I mean? Being lost in the street. How is that affecting anything that we have as far as police reform? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, and Super Bowls. Speaking of the Super Bowls coming up this week, Sam, man, you still going with Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah, I am, and that's because I haven't been able to watch any coverage. I haven't been able to watch anything. It's been all Kobe, and honestly, it's okay. I don't really even mind that. Hopefully tomorrow we can start paying a little more attention to it. As of right now, man, I got KC winning by 3, 34-31. Even though throwing up 34 against that defense won't be easy, Super Bowl jitters change a lot. Either that quarterback going to be jittered or the defense on both sides. We'll see who cracks first. You got to give it to, Kansas City for making it there, but you also got to give it, like I said, San Francisco, man. I mean, they pretty much overcame every obstacle. Like, I didn't believe in them. I thought that, they were losing the first round, but they did their thing, man. They held, the Seahawks out at the end and got that bye, and they never looked back. I think they're going to go ahead and clean up and win that Super Bowl, man. I think they are. I think it's their year. They got a chip on their shoulder. They feel disrespected. They've been doubted by people all year long, us two on this podcast. It ain't going to be easy for KC. It's not going to be a cakewalk. Nah, it's going to be a dogfight for both. Right. And it's going to be who has the nuts at the end to go ahead and tough play out. What defense is going to get that big stop? What coach is going to make that huge mistake? Hopefully, we'll see. I don't got a horse in the race. I don't really care who wins. If San Francisco won, it's cool. You know what I mean? But we also seen this though, Sam, man. I'm not to say that Mahomes would choke or anything. We've seen, because the Super Bowl is the next step up from the playoffs. We've seen quarterbacks who have kind of shrunken in that moment as well. May have played good, but threw that key interception at the end of the game. Who do you like in the clutch, Garoppolo or Mahomes? I like Mahomes, but I like San Francisco defense better than I like KC's defense. Damn, it's going to be good. So it's going to be good because I trust that San Francisco's defense will stay way far more disciplined than KC's will. So it's like, all right, if that mistake happens, San Francisco can go score on you because they got weapons. They can run the ball. They can pass the ball. They tight end can block. He can go out and get passes. They got a great receiving core. Emmanuel Sanders. I love it. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a hell of a game, man. Yeah, man. Woo. I'll make my official prediction on Friday. No doubt. And we'll make it pop. Definitely. But yeah, man, another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. 304 is in the books. We had a powerful show.
lined up for the people, man. If you enjoyed the podcast today, do not hesitate. Do not forget to hit that 5-star rating on your screen. Also, make sure you leave a comment below to let us know what you think about the podcast today, man. We just hit the 40-minute mark of the podcast, man. I'm excited. We're going to move forward, do what we do, and we'll definitely be back in a couple of days with episode 305.
Yeah, man. You guys got to stay tuned. Keep it locked. If you aren't subscribed to the Uncensored Truth Podcast LLC official channel, hit that notification bell, hit that like button. We'll go live periodically showing you the progress on the new building, SMS Studios, home of the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast. If you guys want to get a sneak peek of the new room, you may get a little bit of the new room. Won't y'all come check it out? Make sure you hit the notification bell. May go live tomorrow. You never know.
Yeah.
Always hit that notification bell on Viral Hip Hop News and Hip Hop News Uncensored as well. Go to our description box on whatever platform you're watching and subscribe to the iTunes, Spotify, Google Play version of the podcast, full and uncut audio. It'll be a lot of changes going on with that too. We got some transition that we're going through with the audio side that we'll be talking about soon. And it'll be some big things popping. But y'all stay tuned for that, man. All in all, in time, we'll be talking about it. Sandman, Viral Hip Hop News. Oh, God, Hip Hop News Uncensored. Together, we are the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast. Over and out.
Peace.